I sort of was talking to Al last year about, like the relationships that Al-Anon has. What are the possibilities of the relationships, that are provided by the book, and where they might be thinking about creating their own spin on certain things. And Al was very complimentary about my performance in the first season, but he said he wanted to draw Al-Anon more into the heart of the storyline. Like last year I was just kind of like, go this way, go that way, let's do this, let's do that. But I never really had aside from Will, which kind of like became more of a standoffish kind of relationship, I didn't really have a relationship with anybody. Whereas this season, there's a few. And there's a big game changer halfway through the season that really surprised me. They sort of kept it as a big secret, and that's all I can say. But what I do know is those things that we were talking about the first season, about Al-Anon's involvement and his relationship with various characters. I got a lot of opportunity this season to get gritty with quite a few characters, actually. Yeah.
And Will is one of them.
Will is one of them, of course. Yeah.
But I love the two of you on screen together.
Yeah. Look, there's, you'd think that it was a kind of a protagonist relationship, and at one point I wondered whether we'd sort of gone too far in the direction of making them not friends. That would somehow, I don't know, all I could think of was Elijah Woods and Gandalf, kind of like getting along, and I was like, well, we don't really get along, do we? But as this season sort of expanded, it was better to not get along. I found that the actual kind of complexity of how, Will looks at Al-Anon as being so pivotal in the outcome of things, and sees him as, being manipulative, which is true to Terry's original version of Al-Anon. Al-Anon is really, if it has to be black, it has to be black. If it has to be white, it has to be white. There's no middle ground for emotions, and he's seen too many wars, and seen the feelings of a couple of young people in love can't cloud that kind of judgment when it has to come down to the hard facts. So I think the more that we keep on building upon that, and the more actual sort of frustration Will has with Al-Anon's position in that kind of directorial role in the world of these young characters, But it's interesting because it holds a mirror up to Al-Anon as well, because Will really is the one that makes him feel guilty or responsible the most. When it came down to Amberley, being sacrificed for the tree, and Al-Anon knew right from the beginning that was eventually going to be the case. It wasn't until Will was very aware of that and very much hurt by that Al-Anon even showed that it affected him. So yeah.